And I know you've done it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I know you've done a ton of collaborations and done a lot of work with some of the big names. Who's your favorite? What's the greatest time you ever had?
Oh, gosh.
Don't you love those big questions?
Well, I have to say, and I'm not being evasive, but I really think that each person I've worked with has had something amazing. Introduced me to something amazing.
Okay,
but
cool.
I will say, for pure fun factor, at pure fun factor and champagne, without a doubt, it was Bon Jovi.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, private jet.
Right. Yeah, because there's just nothing that sucks about that.
5-star hotels. No, I mean, and they are hilarious. The guys are such a riot. So, for that. Bon Jovi was tops.
Well, and see, for Bon Jovi, for me, it's not so much about his music that I'm a big fan of. It's about his business sense.
Yeah.
The man is an icon in the business world. That it just added on to his rock and rollness, which just blew my mind away.
Yeah.
And genius.
That's exactly.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to change and grow with the times, and that's one of the things. Who would you want to collaborate with the most? Who's on your dream list?
Well, collaborate in what way? You mean to do a tour with?
To do a tour or come up with a killer soundtrack for a movie, the Academy Award-winning song from a movie. You name it. Who would you like to work with maybe the most?
Okay, well, the problem with that question is that I know how it really works.
Right.
So if I was naive, I would say someone like Paul McCartney.
Okay.
But I'm not naive, and I know that some collaborations with really, really famous people are often not so much collaborations as...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a perfect world, I would say, I would love to do some work with Paul McCartney because he is a genius.
Right.
One of my favorite artists of all time. But I'm sure that would be a lot of telling me what to do and not really getting my input.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great insight, though, for those of us who watch the industry from afar. I would never even think of that. That's a great insight. Thanks for that.
Yeah, they're used to everyone. When you're a star, you're used to having it your way, and unless I became a superstar myself, it's hard to really get your thoughts across and put into the song or whatever, anything.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this: you spent 2 years on the road with Bon Jovi?
Yes. But I've worked with them for quite a long time, since 9/11, but it was 2 years out on the road with them.
What is one of your favorite stories on the road with John and the boys? Can you tell us, first off?
Actually, I can. It wasn't an interview, so I can tell you. There was a night when it was towards the end of the tour, and we were all just out of our minds, exhausted, and we needed to go blow off steam.
Sure.
Because it's very, very stressful playing for that many people every night.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of responsibility. People pay a lot of money, and they expect you to be perfect
every time. Sure.
As you can. Yes. Okay, so we were in a city in Europe, and John and David and Dean, the chiropractor, and Bobby and I went out. We were just going to have a drink, and we ended up finding this little hole in the wall dive bar, and just going crazy, just drinking bottles and bottles of wine. And we were talking with all the people. And John got, there was a guitar there. John started giving everyone a concert. And, we ended up on the stoop of the place just telling stories and just laughing. And finally, the place closed down and they kicked us. They basically said, "You guys got to go home. Wherever you're from, get out of here." And nobody recognized them.
Oh,
nobody
that's awesome.
knew. Yeah, nobody knew who they were. Because, everybody had hats on and we all did, we didn't dress up. We looked like bums, pretty
vagrants.
much.
Yeah, you're just happy vagrants that came off the out of the nowhere.
Yeah, and we had such a great time because we were able to just act like normal people and just tell our stories and be ridiculous and have a ball. We had a ball. We were out all night long pretty much. It was great.
Oh, that's so cool. All right, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What happens actually on the tour bus?
On the tour bus?
Yeah. Do you have any really good stories from the tour bus?
Well, for one thing, Bon Jovi doesn't have a tour bus.
Oh, well, all right.
So at least, the guys travel on a private jet. As far as the other tours I've done, Sheryl Crow, the Dixie Chicks, I hate to tell you, but it's all pretty much PG. I've never toured with anybody that's crazy, girls on the bus or any of that stuff. I've never done that. Or
if you're a Judas Priest fan, guys on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We ran into him. What is his name again? The guy.
Rob Halford.
Yes, we were at a hotel in Rio. And
I don't have any stories that start like that.
Yeah, neither do I. It's like I was at this hotel in Rio and I ran into Rob Halford.
Yeah, but he was doing a photo shoot. Oh my gosh! And yes, the leather and the boys, but it was fabulous. We love him. I don't care what he does as long as he stays fabulous.
Oh, absolutely, and that's my thinking about it too. It was really interesting for me when he came out of the closet. A light bulb went off, and I'm like, well, duh. The man's physically fit. He's clean. He wears black leather, and his demographic are 16-year-old boys. Yeah, I'm sorry. Why didn't I see this?
He was either a Catholic priest or
It was just one of those things. I'm like, oh well, of course he is. Why wouldn't I see that?
And what a great artist. I mean,
amazing.
I love the music. I love his music, man. Forget it.
He has got one of the greatest screaming song voices that stays in tune all the way through it. He's just an absolute perfect howler. And all of his songs have such power and feeling to them that it's like, man, he could be a space alien who enjoys, sheep. And I would just
and it makes no difference.
It makes no difference whatsoever to his music.
Speaking of howlers, rest in peace, Ronnie James Dio.
Oh, man, we had such a fun day, well, in a sad way, the day after he passed away, because I played a lot of his music here, but one of my greatest rock stories was when he came back on tour in 91, 92, whatever Black Sabbath tour that was. They played one North American date, and that was in Sacramento, California at Municipal Auditorium. And the day after the concert, Tony Iommi got arrested for back child support while getting on the tour bus.
Dang.
And they closed the tour. They stopped the tour right there. I was at that concert.
Sweet.
You are kidding. So you saw the one and only.
I saw the one and only, and I muscled my way to the rail.
Nice.
And I was literally close enough that he sweated on me.
Love it.
And it's one of my...
And you never washed again.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. He hasn't. Yeah, that's not an exaggeration.
We had such a good time at that concert. Easily top 5 concert.
Oh, fantastic.
Speaking of which,